Now, if we can lock Ghost Word here, then maybe we'll have an easier time. And like, I don't understand how everyone's left this again. They're always storing items in stockpiles. What are we storing? There's just a massive amount of stone that they're moving down to the bottom of the map. How much stone is here? Where are we getting the stone from? All right, I'm gonna save me and the dwarf some time. I'm gonna dump that stone. And then we're gonna go down to wherever the stone pile is. Right here. And I'm just gonna auto dump this. Now I don't have to deal with it. I don't know how much time I just saved us, but I don't want to deal with 90 billion people picking up stone again. There's an awful lot of iron bars here while I'm at it. Wait, did they not move them all? Well, some of these got forbidden. I don't know why, but they did. Let's grab the iron bars. Move them down at the metal bars. All right. That way, you guys can stop wasting my time. There. Everything else is minutia, minor things. We'll let them slowly move this, but I won't have the entire base stuck moving infinite blocks around the map in a weird glitch. Yeah, see, why my dwarf hasn't been reassigned to my bedroom. Because in that case, you can't really. As I'm saying, this is why I need to like rethink through the dwarven request system. Because if you put in a bunch of points for a room, but then die, two things happen. One, I can either reassign you that room, but if you ever had a spouse or anything like that, I have to kick them out, in which case some of their shit ends up in your room, and I have to sit there and micromanage every dwarf, even back into dormitories, which doesn't really work. Or I sit there and I don't give them to you, in which case it either goes to waste or anyone can claim it. It causes an issue. So I have to redo the dwarven room request system. What's probably going to happen is I'm going to request nice rooms, or I'm not going to have people request nice rooms. I'll end up making 30 regular, 30 medium, 30 high, and then I'll just have people request off of those instead of designing a room for each one. And then afterwards, people can request what furniture they want in their room. And then when they die, I'll dismantle all the furniture in their room except for the standard bed, cabinet, chest, what have you, and people can request the statues and stuff back into their new rooms. It's the only thing I can think of to do this. They just don't have the requesting system set up right to do that. Because the individually requested rooms of differing qualities and size kind of makes it confusing. Really what it should just be is it should just be a limited amount based upon taking whatever I have and dividing it into like 3 or 4 different types of rooms. Dirt, wood, stone, smooth stone, and grade stone. That would probably be the way I'd break down the rooms. With a side thing of all the nobles have a secondary room assigned to them that meets their prerequisites, because that one would be able to work easy. And then we also have the ability to switch over and just have a furniture request system, not a specific room request system that people use to request what type of furniture they would like in it, because that's been causing some issues too. However, I have not reclassed all the request systems to handle the new idea I have. And I need to take out the dwarven position request for individual jobs, because the problem is I took way too long to fill certain, the sun's coming out, to fill certain requirements that the base needed, because if no one volunteered for that position, it never got filled. So I need to switch that to be people can request to be in the military, or they can put in a job change request depending upon whether or not someone else is doing the position already. Like legendary dwarves wouldn't be able to move. I can't have someone request to do a job they'd rather do if I already have them as the only legendary dwarf in a particular job. By the way, I'm using a green screen to block out the sun, so my left side of my face is going to be a bit green now. That's all right. It's just me turning into a Tonberry, like the one behind me. Dragoman. So here's the thing, though. That's like the new Dragoman, isn't it? Not the old one. The old one's already dead and asleep in it. That's not even the same tomb anymore. Right? Yeah, Dragoman and Domine are lovers, but they're both alive. Whereas that Domine is an old Domine's tomb. So that's not even, like, it's your tomb, but it's not your tomb. It's like time travel nonsense. So putting a statue in there wouldn't make sense. Yeah, no, there's been more Dragomans. We already have a dead Dragoman. This is an old Dragoman. That's, oh no, that's an old Domine. Oh wait. You're talking about a different tomb entirely. Never mind. But then that does bring up the point. Still mostly stands. Am I doing a statue to the current Domine or the old Domine? Making a tomb for Dragoman before they die. All right. I'll just do one of those, or I'll try to. What is here? Oh, it's all the obsidian blocks. We will do a statue of Dragoman and Domine. I don't know which one of these is ours. Hold on. What if I look for Domine? Domine Ledstakud. That's a 100% sensible name. Yep, not gonna question that. There you go. Artifact relationship. Is laughing. Is suffering, is surrounding, is speaking, is screaming at, is unnaturally contorted. They don't like, oh, is embracing. I was about to say, they don't really have too many liking relationships. Dragoman is embracing Domine. There you go. And I can say Domine is laughing. I remember laughing earlier. Not laboring. Just laughing. Dragoman is laughing. There we go. Ta-da! Statue. Once again, I asked you had the hammer ghostword in a bed. It was that Domine was a KV board. Yeah, it said that. I wasn't looking into it. We have too many dwarves that do weird things with animals when we're not looking as it stands. Ghostword stuck trying to attend a meeting when everyone's socializing around him. Don't you boop me. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Locking him up here isn't helping because now he's just trying to leave again. All right, Ghostword, you clearly don't have any desire to drink and social and be merry. So whatever, go live your life and suffer, and then complain about how your life is suffering. Wait, what? The bug that I like to make jokes about is we once had a holy yak daughter. Yeah, sometimes it gets confused what the animals are. And it freaks out and it says your weird things like yak daughters. Lavish meal on repeat. KV's marked for slaughter. Eldritch has become a hunter. We're getting idlers again. Is good. Returning kills. Not too many of them are socializing, unfortunately. Chulu is attending a meeting now. Chulu, are you the dwarf we have that's in the yellow? Yeah, 2 of them are yellow now. I swear to God. All right. We were moving beds. Now we have 5. All right, let's tear up 5 beds. Going the wrong way, aren't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whatever, do that amount. Now I should start just getting them all the buildings that they need. He's building a rock statue. I am going to request 10 cabinets. We'll come back to that later. How's the drinks? Drinks are over 4,000, food's over 11,000. We're doing good. We just need to piss off the elves for combat. We're good. Bug, be right back getting food. All right, Dragonman, you get that food. You get that sweet, glorious food. Subsist your body off of its chemical energy. Have a bunch of stupid shit in bins, and there's a statue here. Why is there a statue here? Obsidian statue of a dwarf. Seer Lacted, a statue of a dwarf. Okay. They exist now. That's right. This one was supposed to be for the central thing involving magma. We said we need moving magma below it so that it doesn't, so that the water doesn't freeze above it. Means I need to undo one of these so I can get below it, so I can swirl magma around it. And speaking of magma, how is the magma system going? No, it's been a bit since I paid attention to you. Need to build another screw pump. Comes from the east. I don't even remember what we were using for these. I'm gonna say obsidian, iron corkscrew, iron pipe section. Screw pump from the west. Obsidian, iron, screw pump from the east. Obsidian, iron. That's as far as we've gotten thus far. Just dig that out and see if we hit a cave. I'm sure at the current position and rate we'll be fine and we'll never ever hit a cave. We'll be close. We're gonna pretend like there's no chance of a cave at all in all those intermeeting squares. And the magma will come up kind of central to the base, which is fine. By the way, how's the mist system working? Looks like the mist system is working fantastically. Nobody could be happier than with that mist system. I do like it though. The exercise system did not work. People's beds are getting done. Let us start installing cabinets. We'll do cabinets inside of the furniture, and we'll do chests below the furniture. That should keep everything somewhat organized. This also has the nice feature of making it to where everyone sleeps outside. Not necessarily above ground, so we can't get rid of any cave adaptation that they have developed, but we can slow down the accumulation of cave adaptation. Nope, that one's not gonna work for you. All right. Who still needs a bed? At least 3. After this, there are 2 units without a bedroom and 2 unknown bedrooms. How are there 2 unknown bedrooms? I don't understand. Now there's 1 and still 2. Where is there a free bed? I guess I never used you. Are you one of the ones that we're already aware of? No. You're just one that happens to be there. So there's a bed somewhere that just hasn't been set. It's only slightly annoying as I'm trying to track down all the extraneous beds. Oh, it's probably in people's individual bedrooms. Like, literally, there is a bedroom somewhere in the base that the owner died, and now it's just unused. Ah, yes, prepared yak heart roast. My favorite. Nothing fills a dwarf's... I was about to say belt. Nothing fills a dwarf's belt more. Nothing fills a dwarf's belly more than prepared yak roast. All right, I think we're basically done with all the singles, and we're about to have to start doing the couples. Oh, goody. I've seen Masterpiece Fish Ham. Next, we'll do all the doubles. We've given the singles all the nice rooms so that maybe they can start fraternizing with each other and make couples. We don't have to deal with that anymore. We'll be like the, what was it called in the military? The single soldier.
We come here in hopes of a better life.
What was it called? Single soldier retreat? There was this like little group, like extra duty type shit that people could work for when I was in the military. It's like it's supposed to be like a little morale group. The idea is that they come up with like these things where people go camping or they go out and they hang out in this one thing. The idea is supposed to be, near as I can tell, as sad as this is it's for single soldiers. The idea is if you're a fucking lonely sad sack, that you and other lonely sad sacks go to these special events, and then you could fraternize, and the army will do the work of socializing you for you, so that maybe then you are no longer a single soldier. Because it was like a morale thing to help single soldiers. It was really weird. It was really weird. But the funniest bit of it, though, the reason why I'm remembering this is when I was in Okinawa, Japan, the organization, they had like a new volunteer soldier take over, and I'm forgetting her name. Even if I remembered her name, I wouldn't say it on air because I'd be putting her on blast. But this, the old head of it left. The old top volunteer person left. So a new female soldier took over it. And in like 3 months, they set up a new thing where they're going to be going to like camping in this vacation place. It had all been set up or whatever. But it was marketed only to people who were in couples. So it was a single soldier morale thing for fucking sad sacks. And the new person took over, and in 3 months, they were hosting events for couples, not the single soldiers. Literally all of a sudden, everyone started bitching. And it's the army too, so they were all like rather crude about their bitching. It wasn't like, oh, they're already happy, this is for us. It was along the lines of, they already have a mate. They're using rude terms for it though. They already have a mate. Why are you just giving them more places to go mate in and pop out crotch goblins? This is supposed to be for us to find friends and mates. Was how everyone started complaining. This is the funniest damn thing. Isn't that just to cook the turkey egg roast? Yeah. Bingo night, yes. I'm forgetting what it was called though. They had like a special term for it. Like it had an official position. Army, morale, single soldier. I'm gonna say single soldier retreat. Boss! Better opportunities for single soldiers. The BOSS program is a morale, welfare, and recreation program for single soldiers. That's what it was called. The BOSS program. Better opportunities for single soldiers. And then after the new chick took over, within 3 months, the Better Opportunities for Single Soldiers organization group on Okinawa was setting up events for couples. The funniest damn thing. So all of a sudden everyone just started bitching about it. It's like, I didn't even think you went to that. Well, I don't, but that's not the point. Boss sounds depressing. We can't forget the yak spleen roast either. But yeah, no, you can look that up. They have a page and everything. Hawaii Family and MWR Installation Management Command. Better opportunities for single soldiers. The BOSS Council organizes and conducts activities that include trips to the beach, community service projects, and off-post entertainment. Meetings are held monthly at top-fix recreation centers. This is Hawaii specifically. I was on Okinawa. Participates in installation special events as well as local community happenings such as the Gold Star family events and Make a Difference Day. So of course a lot of people didn't go to those because why are you going to spend your free weekend doing community things? Like, I know that's a negative, opinion / image to be taken, but like literally this is just your average everyday soldier here, like this is what you have to take it as who is being marketed at. So none of them went to any of those, and then all of a sudden Boss started doing like, we're gonna go to this nice resort vacation thing for the weekend that's already been paid for, and it's for couples. So all of a sudden everyone's like, why do I have to clean up highways but the couples get fucking vacation hotel rooms and shit to just screw in for a whole weekend? What the fuck? The morale of that story is the army has no clue what the fuck it's doing. I just love whenever I'm in college and I hear them like, oh, the military's trying to take us over and they're trying to do all this. Like, no, they're not. They don't know what the hell they're doing. None of them know what the hell they're doing. Do not attribute that the military is doing like weird, crazy shit. I guarantee you the military has no clue what is going on half the time. These soldiers don't know what the generals are doing. The generals don't know what the soldiers are doing. No one has any clue what anyone else is doing in the United States military. Do not attribute some malice. That's why they need to rename it Cock Night. Well, it wasn't just for guys. They had the chicks would go there, the desert queens. The desert queens would go there just because they would figure that those would be their targets that they would be looking for. Military's into some weird shit. Prepared yak brain roast. Look, that's just how they prep it. Nothing wrong with no prepared yak brain roast. By the way, for those of you who don't know the terminology, because you get deployed in the areas like the Middle East, and you're just stuck there with whoever's in your unit. After a prolonged period of time, those chicks that may only be 6s or 7s start being 9s or 10s. So they're called desert queens. So when you're deployed to the desert, everyone starts treating them like they're a queen. As soon as they're back stateside, no one talks to them. So those are the chicks that would go to these events as well. And also people who are religious is the wrong word. I don't want to say religious, but the type of people who would volunteer for their community and stuff. I think there's a way to say that someone volunteers for a community without being like, oh, they're fucking religious. I know there's a different term, I just don't know what it is. Are we partaking in sexism? No. They're not partaking in sexism. We are partaking in truths about the military. Benevolent? Yeah, we'll go benevolent. Yeah, sure. Those are for benevolent people. Because here's the thing, there is a particular fact / drive in the military. And that is, whenever you are deployed, you're never going to be deployed with females, unless you're in the Air Force. You're not going to be deployed with females that are overly good looking. It's not going to happen unless they can't get pregnant again. Because would you rather get deployed and sent to a country where you might die, or would you rather just get pregnant and get paid extra money to be pregnant and not get deployed? That's just what happens. That's nothing against females. If there was a guy who could do that, he would. That's just anybody who has the ability to is going to take that option. So what you tend to end up with overseas is either people who can't get pregnant, already have too many kids, or just are they're already married and they just want the extra money. So that's how you end up with the desert queens, because they couldn't before they got deployed, but now they can. You know, an army female, she's cute and she doesn't like men. So there is a rather rude, I'll admit, there is a rather rude description of that phenomenon, because they too would also be deployed. And there is the phrase is there are 3 types of women in the military. And like I said, I'm not agreeing with this. This is just this is what you hear. This is the 3 things you always hear is that they're either a bitch, a lesbian, or a slut. The reasoning, the identification being that 1, no one will have sex with them. They're a bitch. And this would apply to guys too, but again, it's mostly males, so this is what the definition is. If they can have sex, they will be having as much sex as they can. If they're into chicks, they're lesbian. If they're into guys, they're a slut. So really, there's only 2 separations in the military. Are they good looking enough to get laid? And then after that, it's just the lesbian thing might overrule the looking good bit, because there's, quite frankly, there's few of them. Like, there'd be more than, say, the general populace, but it's still a non-zero thing, or it's still a close to 0 number. So when they get in, they just tend to find each other. And when you're already a reduced fragment of the population and 2 of you get taken out each time, because if it's a male and a female gets with a male, there's 1 male down. If it's lesbians or a homosexual couple, if they get together, there's 2 down for your pool of what you're looking for, if that makes sense. All right, I think we're good. Everyone has bedrooms, and there's 2 unknown bedrooms. Is there unbuilt beds? 13. Yeah, anyone and everyone that can tends to just, there's a surge of pregnancies before deployment. Massive surge of pregnancies before deployment. For the male version of it, there's also a massive surge of people going to, say, the dentist or the doctors, or trying to find anything to disqualify them from getting deployed. Again, it's not just females that do this type of activity. It's just that females tend to have the easiest way out by getting pregnant. Whereas all the males have to try to find something, anything to disqualify themselves. And again, this isn't 100%. Some people willingly go and get deployed. Like I said, it's extra money and things like that. Extra benefits, so on and so forth. So it's not completely like this is what everyone's doing, but there's enough. There's enough to make a mathematical equation out of it. I wish I was bisexual, but no, I gotta be picky and like women. Some guys are queens too. Have my mate pool. If they live there, they are a hoe. Just break your own legs. So here's the thing, you can get in trouble for doing that. Everyone jokes about that. I have bone spurs. If you have bone spurs, you wouldn't be in the military. So, or at the very least, I'm basing this off the United States military. There's a physical before you get in. Like, there is a lot of things that exclude you from joining the military. We're not, like everyone thinks about during times of war and the draft, where you'd have to come up with something to not get in. Right now it's volunteer only. The military can be picky. There's a lot of shit they do to just not let you in. So first of all, anything along those lines that could exclude you, you've already been filtered out for. Like, you need something new to not get deployed. 1. 2, if you go with the break your own leg system, you can get in trouble. They literally will get you for destruction of government property. You count as government property, if for nothing else, as well as not showing up, trying to avoid deployment. There's like a bunch of things they can hem you up for. So you can't just break your leg. If you were to be, say, driving around, like on a motorcycle, something extremely dangerous, you happen to break your leg, well, you're probably still in trouble, because then the chain of command would be like, well, why were you doing this? Why were you partaking in dangerous activities before deployment when you knew you had a responsibility to get deployed? Like, you can't just necessarily weasel out of it. You gotta make it look like it's an honest to goodness accident. Like, you need to like hire a friend to hit you with a car or something like that. So you can be like, it wasn't my fault. I was just on a sidewalk and this car came out of nowhere and it just took me out. Took me out, Commander. I'm sorry, don't deploy me. There was one of the soldiers, one of my NCOs when I was over there, had like an extreme like sleep apnea. He was not deployable. He was not deployable. But the unit said, hey, we need people, we need you, yada, 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 extra benefits this, we'll do this and that. And part of the thing to get him deployed was they had to have built into their deployment thing specifically that they had to bring over like his sleep apnea machine, because otherwise there was like a chance he just stopped breathing at night or some nonsense. Like, there was a special thing where he needed this. This was like his, all right, I can get deployed if X, Y, and Z are met. The unit signed all the paperwork saying, we will meet X, Y, and Z. We need this man deployed, so on and so forth. He gets deployed, get over there. They didn't bring any sleep apnea machine or anything for him. And he had to keep going to like the doctor and shit. He had massive issues because they didn't bring him any of the equipment. Like, they'll just sign whatever the hell they want to get you over there. They do not care. I got cock cancer. You just need a Eldritch. Ah, yes, bisexual denials. I'm best I can confirm it still has your pull. Immediately exclude people on both sides who go, ooh, bisexuals. I have cock disease. How do you not cheat? Shaking my head. It's current year. I had childhood epilepsy. Does that keep me from being recruited? Should the draft return? No, not necessarily. So here's the thing. Under normal conditions, I would say yes. Under normal conditions, I would say yes. But I'm not going to say anything that I cannot necessarily guarantee purely because of a particular instance referred to, and you can Google this, as McNamara's morons. Now, different people have different opinions as to whether or not this was a good idea, a bad idea, what have you. What it is that people who would normally be excluded from joining the military, particularly due to, say, low IQs and or failing certain other tests, special dispensation was allowed to allow them to join, basically to bring them in. I think is this during Nam? During Nam or Korea, I forget which one. And basically, they were not cut out to be in the military. They just weren't. They were morons. They were literally too effing dumb to be in the military. But the idea being, well, if we can get them in the military and they can do good, we can get them extra training in their life, and you know, we can make their lives be better. Like there was an idea behind it. Again, whether or not it was a good idea is up for argument. Those types of individuals tended to die at like a rate of 5 to 1. They all went over there and just died. They were too stupid to figure out not to put your head up. Don't do things to draw attention to yourself. And they all majority of them ended up just getting slaughtered for no reason. Deployed. So I could say under regular deployment, yeah, no, this something X, Y, and Z can exclude you, but then someone can have a hair across their ass, and we can have another McNamara's morons. You can get deployed anyways, even though you have no reason being deployed, or I should say recruited into the military, and then just get gunned down. Like a horrible travesty. Hold on. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So there is that. If something is doing a legit full-blown draft, I cannot tell you what will or will not get you excluded. I'm a single parent. I cannot be drafted. Also, I'm too old and have ADHD and can't follow instructions. Don't respond well to authority figures. So the first part, like I want to make this clear, the first part might apply. The second part might not. You have to remember, if they're having to go to a draft, they're lowering their standards by a bunch. So the whole I don't respond well to authority figures and I have ADHD might not apply in the time of a draft. I'm too old probably does. Whenever someone tried to get out of being drafted by having a yak daughter, and I know someone's in the military to find out he had a potentially fatal genetic heart defect, didn't tell him for like 5 years, and only told them when they knew when a civilian doctor found it and told them about it. Yeah, like I said, sometimes they're just whatever on that. That's what we need, idiots with guns. What could possibly go wrong? Like in Hoi 4 scraping the barrel when I was 18, I denied entry for health issues. Yeah, a lot of people are denied entry for health issues. There's a funny thing though. So if you're trying to get in, one, don't lie. Never lie. However, if the military says you can't get in because of X, Y, and Z, there are two things to get around that. One is you could request a, forgetting what it is, but I don't want this rule to apply to me. You can request special permission to be like, excludes me, this is why you should accept me anyways. They'll go to a special group, they'll debate on it, they may or may not allow you to bypass it. Secondary to that though, which is not really brought up, is just go to a civilian doctor. Go to any regular civilian doctor and be like, hey, I want to join the military. They say I can't get in because of this. Can you look at my knee? What do you think? And if the doctor says, hey, in my medical professional opinion, he'll be fine in the military, the military will accept that. Like, but it doesn't matter the doctor. It's not like, oh, this is Dr. A. Dr. A is like got the best military opinion in the world. It could be Dr. Z. And Dr. Z can be the dumbest doctor who barely passed the doctor exams. And a medical doctor to them. They're like, all right, he says he's in. Special dispensation was denied. Yeah, that's what it is, special dispensation. That is from the military side, though. You can get a civilian doctor to, in their medical opinion, say that you are qualified for the army, and that can be accepted too. It's like a veto. You can veto to veto. I think they can still say no to it, but it's a lot stronger when you have the doctor saying it. Like, if you have a civilian doctor saying that, in their opinion, you're good, then they take it as you're good. Like, that's a lot stronger than just whatever the hell they're thinking. Better yet, my doctor says I was nuts trying to get in, doctor. So, when I tried to get in, I was initially denied when I tried to get in. Because when I was 6? Kindergarten in Texas. They decided I had ADHD. And they're not completely wrong. I do have tendencies along those lines. However, that wasn't really what was applying at that time. We figured out 2 things. One, I need glasses. We didn't figure out till 5th grade that I needed glasses. Or was it 3rd? 3rd or 5th grade. So if I was in the back, I couldn't see. If I couldn't see, I wasn't paying attention. If we sat me in the front, I tended to do slightly better, but it's Texas school anyways, and they were morons. Which was number 2, half of my issues was me correcting the teachers. Because the teachers were morons. It's a Texas school. Half the things they said were wrong. Fucking wrong. Side thing, one of the arguments I had with the teacher during that, about those things, is I had an argument with a teacher about how atoms worked. Because I was reading the book. Because I was a nerd, and I read the book ahead of time. And the book said, oh, you have the protons and the neutrons inside the nucleus. And the electrons are in an orbit around them. You, me, and everyone else is like, well, yeah, that's common knowledge. This makes sense. However, the teacher was teaching the class that it was the protons and the electrons in the nucleus, and it was the neutrons in the orbit. So I argued with the teacher. I said, no, you're wrong. Teacher said, no, I'm right. And I said, no, I just read the book, you're wrong. Teacher goes, you're reading the book wrong. And I go, no, you're definitely wrong. This doesn't make sense. Why would a neutron be orbiting? There's nothing to keep it in this orbit. Things like that I would get in trouble for. I would have like A's and B's for grades, and my conduct would always be like failures and shit like that. So, 2 things. Couldn't see a damn thing, and my teachers were dumb. Fucking dumb. So what ended up happening, particularly after we discovered I needed glasses, is my parents just took me off the medication. They're like, look, he's going to get in trouble for not paying attention. However, he reads the books. Like, he just knows this on his own. He passes all the tests and he does well. So we fail to see why we need to put him on this medication. He kind of doesn't need to pay attention in school. As long as he does the test and everything well, he clearly knows the subject matter. So what does it matter? So I was taken off. However, I was never officially taken off by any doctor. So I go into the military. Military's like, give us your medical records. I give them the medical records. They go, do you have any history of ADHD or anything else like this? I go, yes, I have history of ADHD and all this other good jazz. And the doctors are like, all right, fine. We're not going to let you in because you have the history of ADHD and all this good jazz, and you were never taken off. By your medical records right now, you still require rather large amounts of Ritalin. Which, no, I don't. For school now to like assist with me like keeping track of what the hell's going on, I do, but like not large amounts. It's mostly so I don't get too annoyed and yell at the teachers. That's a separate story. So anyways, I clearly didn't need it, so on and so forth. So what ended up happening is they rejected me. Then I went to a doctor. That was a doctor we used because it was the doctor. The doctor's location was in like the parking lot of a strip mall. I'm forgetting his name right now, but I don't even think the dude learned medicine in America. The dude was of Asian descent and had a thick Asian accent. Went to him, was like, hey, they say I've got the ADHD, but I say that I've not ever been cleared. I need you to look into this. And after we got through the language barrier, what he got out of it was, oh, your appointment today is not to see what your health is. It's just because you want this piece of paper. Yeah, sure, whatever. I'll write out the piece of paper. So he wrote out the piece of paper and I brought it back to the military. And they accepted it. They're like, all right, doctor says you're clear, you're clear. So that was like how I got in and passed it. I don't remember what that doctor's name is. I think I saw the doctor all like 3 times. Like I said, though, it wasn't necessary. But because of the weird way my records looked, it looked like it was. So some of those things, you just need to get like a regular doctor to go over it, and they can supersede the military doctors. Now, admittedly, you don't do this for everything. If you're missing a leg, doctor's not going to be able to write a letter and say, it's in my professional opinion that he runs better without a leg. Like, that's not going to work. But the stuff that can exclude you from the military is so fucking sensitive that sometimes you just need like a regular doctor to be like, what the hell are you guys talking about? He's fine. I'm your liaison from the mountain homes. I wish to share you information. All right, have a good day. I always failed handwriting, so did I. I am doomed to never have good handwriting. I should probably at some point redo an actual like handwriting English class. My problem is I am left-handed. So I learned to write in Texas, in Texan elementary school, and it was basically you're left-handed, so you're the spawn of Satan. Either learn to write with your right hand or do this crazy ass backwards way of writing. Like, I wasn't just allowed to write correctly. So now all my letters end up having like this weird slant to it because like I had to like write with the paper sideways and shit and start writing like hieroglyphics is how they're trying to teach me to write. So after 2 years of that, all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Just write like normal. And now literally I don't have the muscle memory to write like normal. So like all my words are fucking weird. That teaches some sharks are mammals. You guys see if their tail is horizontal or vertical to find out. What? What the fuck? Same, oh my god, you're me. Stop copying me. The grandmother's left hand and she always complains of the same thing. Next you're gonna tell me your dad is colorblind. My opinion, he runs better without legs. It was really stupid. But yeah, no, I would routinely end up with, throughout my years in school, I would routinely end up in the principal's office with my parents to be like, oh, your son does not listen and or behave correctly in class, or your child was rude and misbehaving in class. We need you to take care of him. This is what he did wrong. And routinely it would come down to, well, what was the argument? That's not the point. Yes, that is the point. What was the argument? And when the argument was brought to light, routinely at the end of it, my parents were like, we're not doing anything with him. Your teachers are wrong. We're not gonna punish our child for not just blindly listening to you when you are clearly fucking wrong in this regard. What are you talking about? Patient has no legs, but he could probably still drive a tank or something. I don't know. Sincerely, Dr. Phil. But this is my point. This is kind of one of the things I brought up. That is the correct, it's like a workaround, but it's the correct workaround. There are recruiters that will have you lie to be like, well, just don't bring this up at all so you can get in. That is not the correct workaround. Do not lie to get into the military. One of my recruiters, I've half told this story before, not one of my recruiters, one of the NCOs and soldiers I worked with used to be a recruiter. And this dude, if there is a hell, if I don't care which religion's version, if one of the religions is right, and there is a religious punishment for people who have done bad things in life, this dude's going there. He is going there, and he is not allowed to contest the decision. He bragged. He would regale us with stories of every soldier that he got into the military that was not qualified to be in the military. He bragged about getting the dumbest soldiers in as parachute packers. He bragged about kind of coaching someone to just get past the colorblind test so that they could do some job involving wiring. Like, this dude, no. I'm genuinely willing to believe that people have died because of this one recruiter. If any religion is right and there is a punishment for people who have done bad in life, this man's going there.
Yes. I see it.
Oh, someone got taken by a mood. We'll wait. We'll hear back from him. My favorite attention I ever got was for wearing my belt wrong. I was wearing it normally. They could never tell me what was the issue, just that it was wrong. What? My opinion is still capable of driving without arms. Recruiters are the ones who convince high school kids to get shot at. Yep, that's the revenue. If there's a hell, see you there. Okay, champ. Yeah, I don't remember all the stories now because it's been so many years. But, and he was pleased. This wasn't like these are things I did. Like, guess what I got through MEPS? I got this dude fucking, he's crippled in the shoulder and he couldn't do that. I told him how to get past it. It was great. And he bragged about all the awards he got and shit because, if you recruited more people, you got more rewards. Like, oh, you're the world's greatest recruiter. Like, this man was awful. Unashamed about it too. Just fucking, I could always get the greatest recruitment numbers because I am willing to let people die. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Did he claim anything? Craftsdwarf shop. Well, he's grabbing something. I don't know what he's grabbing, but he's grabbing something. These have been forbidden. Why are all these things forbidden? This is what's preventing me from building shit. This is gonna be wood. It's wood crafter. No, I'm not starving them out. They're in there eating grass. That's why I extended it to be bigger. Because it used to be one wider, but only up to here. So now that's one in, I extended it all the way up to there, which should be good. No, he could think into the future. He just didn't care. The parachute thing wasn't an idle statement. One of his stories literally involved him getting some dude through to parachute packer or whatever the hell it was. Something on his contract. I don't remember the details on it. And the dude, was not qualified. He could think ahead. He just had no morals. He didn't care. He didn't care at all. The reason why this all got started was some soldier yelled at him while we were deployed. Because he was laughing out the shit when we were in the Middle East. Some soldier got angry at him or something. I forget what the detail of it was. I wasn't there for that particular clashing, we'll say. So it kind of became the talk around the water cooler, so to speak, for a day or so. Because apparently he told the soldier something, and then it turned out it was a complete lie. And his defense while we were there with him was, well, I knew that he was going into ADA. I didn't think I'd ever see him again. That was his defense, is when people were asking you got him in under ADA. Why did you lie to him? Things like that. And his big defense was, well, I didn't think I'd see him again. So that's kind of what led to people egging him on to tell his stories and shit. And then once he was slightly motivated, he told some funny ones. It was that's kind of funny. Then he went into the bad ones. Because once he got that rush of bragging about what he had done, he just kept bragging. He just would not stop from there. So by the end of it, it was just oh dear Lord, you were an awful person. He was sure, it worked out fine in the end anyways. think lean highly are a lot better for society as a whole, but I'm just a dude on the internet. No elders just didn't care what happened to himself, and that is far too common. True enough. You ever said you got a man that was a yak count in the military? Well, no, not right. Not like that. He did mention, it wasn't Ipecac, but it was something else, but he did mention, like, the week before, basically getting a couple soldiers to purge. Whatever means possible, to purge. To get their weight down enough for the weigh and tape at MEPS. And then, like, they didn't like doing things to, like, not feel hungry and shit. Like, I'm not joking. I just don't remember all the stories. I don't remember all the details of the stories, but there was a bunch of them. He did shitty crap to get people into the military. What was I doing? Oh yeah, down below. The magma. We are bringing the magma up. I skipped a few levels, as miners sure take their sweet fucking time mining. All right. I didn't think I had to make this clear, but I guess I do. Miners don't haul the stone. Why are my miners hauling anything? No construction for the miners. No stone hauling. Your job is just to pop it out of the walls, not to carry it around. I forgot about the merchants again, but it wasn't the elves, so I didn't like miss out on much. If I mark those as not pet passable, stop those animals from running out. He is still grabbing things, which is a good sign. He's not stopped yet. 1, 2, 3. Who cursed me with adamantine? Someone made a curse about adamantine. Mr. Man TM. Mr. Man TM. You awful person. They're like a 5-second timeout. I don't know how to do a very, very short timeout. You deserve to go into timeout. I want you to think about what you've done. I want you to think about what you've done this day. Because we just lost an adamantine wafer because of you. But if we're going to be losing them, let's stop it. I don't care. I'm trying to get to the smith. We should, because this dwarf is just making more wafers. So we should start trying to make things out of them. So first of all, adamantine breastplate. We'll make 3 of those as a start, and we'll work from there. It's not going to be. This is a woodcraft. That adamantine is just there for work. He's making like a wooden necklace that's gonna threaten with spikes of adamantine. It's not gonna be good for anything. Oh. Cyrillac, I guess, figured it out. Justice for Mr. Man TM. I hope the adamantine is making something useful. We should use adamantine there. 10 seconds. I know I was about to say, just talk myself out. Russian. All right. It sounds very sad. Just starts going to town on it. Why does everything keep getting forbidden over here? Also, what is in here? Is this all stuff that's been dumped for a reason? Yes. Because it is worn. It doesn't look like it's in too high a quality.
It's completed. I've made an amazing artifact.
Orist Alath Attacker, Tree Hater, has created Nukashan, a birchen osust. That is. The Enjoyable Tiredness, a birchen osust, worth 375,600 dwarf bucks. This is a birchen osust. Skipping that real quick. The Osust is a large handheld stone musical instrument which uses a leather bellows to pressurize air, ultimately blowing it through any of 204 bone pipes. Musician directs air through chosen pipes by playing a wooden keyboard. The instrument has flute pipes and reed pipes. The instrument has a what the fuck is this? Has a 6-octave range going from a low to an extremely high pitch. At all pitches, it is a choppy, evolving timbre and has 3 registers. The low has a strong, bright quavering. The middle register begins at a middle pitch, has a strong, broad, wobbling, quavering timbre. And the high register begins at a high pitch and has a, what the hell? I don't, okay. So it is a stone instrument with, so I'm thinking this, but it's a keyboard with 204 pipes? Dwarven piano, that's a large handheld instrument that you blow through. No, it uses leather bellows to pressurize air. How is it handheld if it uses leather? I keep thinking bagpipes. I keep thinking a 204 electrical keyboard bagpipe. Yeah. A bagpipe piano? This is a birchen osust. All craft storemanship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with birch and encircled with bands of llama wool, adamantine, and cushioned granite cabacons. The object is adorned with hanging rings of donkey bone and menaces with spikes of schorl. On the item is an image of dwarves in granite. The dwarves are laboring. The arc relates to the foundation of ScorchTrumpets by the channels of speaking of the rainy mechanism in the early spring of 216. On the item is an image of Scour Tomb, the raw adamantine table, and donkey bone. Mr. Man TM cursed us with this because he said adamantine table. I use an adamantine piece, and there's an image of an adamantine table. Mr. Man TM cursed us with the piano bagpipes of doom. Nakashan. Can I put this in the tavern? And or would people care? No, I cannot. It's not a ground one, so it's just one that you do at will. Okay, what are you? I don't want the same instrument. That's a Mageed. All right, if you are a Mageed, I will put in a Quadibone Odal and a Mageed. Put in the Zetam. The rest of these are all the same instrument. So we'll just do those 3 instruments. I cursed you once, and I'll curse you again forever. But we're over the hour mark. So for those of you, or for those of you who have missed the live stream and are catching us up on the YouTube archive channel, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.